afternoon, and I greet you according to the time you're watching me, and I say, God bless you. Today, I am here to ask a question. I'm not here to teach, but I'm here to ask a question that at the end, I and you will rub mind on it, and I will be glad to read your comments at the comment section. And my question is this: how much do you know your God? How much do I know my God? I'm so sorry if you are not comfortable with that question, but that is how I can ask the question so that I and you will question ourselves. I'm not throwing that question to you. I want you to throw it to yourself, and I throw it to myself, because the Spirit of the Lord ministered that question to my spirit. But this is how the Spirit of the Lord ministered the question to my spirit. He said, how will the world look like if people know God for themselves? How will the world look like if the people know God for themselves? And that is why I reframe it so that we can throw it to ourselves by asking, how much do I know my God? How much do you know your God? Do you know that many are tossed around with strange doctrine, all in the name of God? Many are taught strange doctrine. Many are taught strange way of life, all in the name of the Lord. And you know what the Bible says in Daniel 11:32, the B part? It said, they that do know their God shall be strong, and they shall do exploits. That simply means if I and you can seek our God and know him for ourselves, we will do mightily on the face of the earth. We will do great work. We will do great exploits. Why can't we take our time to know God for ourselves? Jeremiah 29:13 says, and ye shall seek me and find me when ye search me with all of your heart. Do you know that you can bring down strongholds? You can be the prophet of yourself. That mountain that will not let you go, you can remove it, except you know your God. And let me give you one key factor for you to start the exploit of knowing your God. You need to devote your time. When I tell you time, I mean time. When I tell you time, I mean time. I'm not telling you to use the 24 hours of your day, but if you can do it, if you have it, it's all fine. But I tell you that 10,000 miles starts with a step. If you can be religious, if you can be devoted by starting with just 5 minutes, I tell you, it will become part of you. Have you heard the saying that said, whatsoever you do constantly become part of you? This is a key factor you needed for you to know your God. You need to devote your time. You need to be ready. You need to be open-minded. You need to know that, yes, I'm going for exploit. I want to know. And not this. The more you know, the more you want to know. The more you know, the more you want to know. Because God is constant. God is marvelous. He's the one yesterday. He's the one today. He's the one forevermore. He's the one which was, which is, and which is to come. when you devote your time, when you do it religiously, when you mean it as if you want to receive a salary from it, I tell you, and I lie not, you will thank God for that. Many people cannot create time. Many people cannot create time. It is better for you to study the Word of God or pray for 5 minutes than somebody that will pray for 8 hours after a month or after 3 months. You are better than that person because your 5 minutes is constant than 8 hours after a month. I tell you, this is the top secret I can give you. Go in exploits, minutes, be devoted, minutes. Don't let anybody toss you around. You are. You know that the devil does not rest day and night, but believers are sleeping and even snoring. They've forgotten who they are. They've forgotten the purpose they were really created for. Let me tell you, it may look so difficult at first, at the beginning, but when you devote your time, when you start it gradually, I tell you it will become part of you and you will not want to do away with it. I know it may look somehow tedious to some people. That is when you just started. But I tell you, no matter how it is, you come out with a flying color. Though weeping may endure all night, but I tell you, surely the Bible says, joy cometh in the morning. Never be carried away. Never be tossed around. When you lack knowledge of the Word of God, when you lack knowledge of who God is, I tell you, the person that is not stable, the person that is not up to you, standard-wise spiritually, will teach you strange doctrine, will teach you out of the will of God. So I advise us that we know God for ourselves. When you know God for yourself, you don't need a prophetess. You don't need a pastor. You don't need a cleric. I say this because I'm a woman of God. So I know what it really takes, what it takes to know God. So please and please, I beg you, take your time to know your God. Take your time to know your God so that you can do great exploits, so that you can change things in your life, so that you can remove that mountain that will not let you go, so that you can bring down strongholds, so that altars will be broken. I tell you, and I lie not, I want you to know God for yourself. If you know God for yourself and I know God for myself, I believe the world will be in a very good position because I will not hurt you, neither will you hurt me. Let us do it. Let us respond to this question. This is a question from the Spirit of